I've been trying to give away a copy of my book, Become a Tutor, Build Confidence, Change Lives, and it is proving really, really hard. So, what I thought I'd do is share the first couple of chapters with you. I am inclined to stumble over my words and sound like a complete buffoon when I'm reading out loud, but hopefully, it would give you an idea of the content. And if you would like a copy, then please do get in touch. There's a link below, and I'll happily pop one in the post for you. So, many parents fear that trying to explain something to their child will only confuse them further, but sometimes we need things presented in a different way for them to become relevant and make sense to us. I remember as a child sitting in a GCSE maths class and the teacher was explaining something to us. I had no idea what she was talking about. She called on me to answer. My mind went blank, my heart raced. I sat and looked at her blankly before giving her an answer with only the slightest glimmer of hope that it might be right. No chance. She explained it again using the exact same words. She asked me again for the answer. I was still none the wiser. She might as well have been talking in a foreign language. I had no clue. With a roll of her eyes, she explained it for the third time in the exact same way. I still had no idea what she was talking about, but now, with a bright red face and a fear that the tears I could feel welling up inside would escape down my cheeks, she gave up. I felt like a complete fool in front of the whole class. That night, I sat with my dad, who used completely different wording, and I got it. It was simple. He wasn't a teacher, he just had the patience to explain it to me in a way that I understood. I was lucky to have a dad who had time, patience, ability to sit and support me in the way that he did. Many parents don't feel that they have this skill set to do this and instead turn to the external support of a tutor. So many children lack confidence in themselves, and if we as tutors can support them with this, we can genuinely change their lives. As tutors, we don't just teach subjects, we help children find confidence in their abilities and show them that they are capable. Often it's not about intelligence, but about how ideas and concepts are explained. Here's an email I received from the parent of a child I had worked with. Hi, Dawn. I'm sorry for not replying sooner. I've not been very well, and I'm afraid I've not been able to keep up with my emails. I think of all the I think all the stress of trying to get F through his exams caught up with me as soon as he finished. I wanted to say a huge, ginormous thank you for everything you've done for him. You have helped him so much in his maths and English, but for him, it's more than that. Before starting with you, he was in a really bad place. He felt education wasn't for him and had no hope of passing anything or achieving anything. But by teaching him maths in a way that he understood, he started to believe that he wasn't totally stupid and maybe he could pass. And then that spiraled as he got better at maths. He started thinking he could maybe do other things, and it's really changed his whole outlook. I never thought I'd be sat here discussing A levels, let alone him considering going to college after sixth form to study computing. He's like a different person. The exam period has not been easy, but now the stress is gone, he's much easier to live with and he's enjoying his life with leisure. He wanted me to ask you if there was somewhere he could leave a review for you, as he wanted to say thank you and to tell other people how good you were for him. So, a huge thank you from all of us, and we will let you know how he gets on. I hope you have a wonderful summer. Our role as a tutor is to support a child not only with their knowledge, but also with their self belief. It is down to us to show them that they are what they are capable of. We need to support them in a way that makes sense to them so that they know how they are not stupid. They do have abilities. It's just never been explained to them in a way that is relevant to them before. As with everything you do in life, there are going to be ups and downs. There will be days that make you smile so much that your face aches. And then there are hard days, the ones that leave you feeling frustrated, questioning and wondering why you do it. But you know that you're making a difference. By doing what you do, you are making a huge difference to those you work with. And that because you genuinely care, you are transforming lives and futures. Becoming a tutor. Many people see tutoring as an easy way to earn some extra money. I guess, as with most things, this depends on your ultimate goal. If you're looking to support family, friends, neighbours, you'll probably get up and running with one or two students quite quickly. But if you want to change your life and the lives of many others, like with most things that are worth having, it will take patience, time, and commitment. Why do you want to become a tutor? Is it just the money? Is it because you have a passion for the subject and you want others to love it in the same way that you do? Maybe it's because you've been teaching in the classroom, and although you love the children and the job, it's the politics and the stress is now proving too much, and it's time to move on. And this seems like the perfect opportunity. Have an honest chat with yourself about what you want to become, about why you want to become a tutor, because this will act as your motivator on the days that you can't be bothered, when the rest of the family are meeting up for a family barbecue, and you can't go because you have a lesson to go to, or your son, daughter, niece, or nephew is in the school play and you once again have a lesson to go to. You would cancel, but you had to cancel last time, so you don't feel you can cancel another. So you know why you want to tutor, and you are convinced that it's strong enough motivated to keep you going on in the days that you'd be missing out on something else. What makes a good tutor? On one hand, I would suggest that depends on your tutoring style and your goals. You are looking to support you're looking to support the best of the best to get into the top universities or the highest grades. You had a strict education, and that is what you want to provide to someone else. Discipline and self-motivation. Children have it too soft these days. You'll provide a range of worksheets to prepare them for what they encounter in their exams, and they will be given the opportunity to research areas that they are not familiar with. Responsibility is key. Maybe your attitude is completely different. Maybe you recognize that there is a reason why so many children struggle in school. It's not always laziness. It's not always just bad behavior. Sometimes there's more to it than that. They need someone to take their hand and support them each and every step of the way. You want to be Roald Dahl's Miss Honey from Matilda. Maybe these examples are extreme, but it gives you an idea that there is genuinely a tutoring style for everyone. It is surprising how many parents look for what they had experienced as a child at school for their child. I went to a young girl a few years ago. She was probably 8 or 9 at the time. She had ADHD and was struggling in the class. She was falling further and further behind her peers. Over a couple of months, we played games, many of which involved movement. She would have to pick up the correct answer from a range of sheets of paper on the floor or throw a beanbag onto the correct answer. Her confidence rose, and so did her abilities in the classroom. Before long, she was back up on par with her friends. At this point, the mum suggested we did some proper work now, i.e., we stopped playing the games and focused on sitting quietly and working through worksheets. I stopped going soon after that, and they used a popular franchise that is based on working through a series of worksheets by rote. I'm not sure what the outcome was. Every family is looking for what will work best for them and their child. How you promote yourself as a tutor will hugely influence what qualities you will need as a tutor. However, I would say the best tutors are calm and demonstrate a sense of patience, clear in expectations, but at the same time willing to accept when they are not explaining something in a way that specific child that they are working with will understand. So they need to rephrase, flexible in how they present their lessons. What support does that child need to achieve their goals? Being able to relate to a student's struggles or frustrations help build trust. Empathy enables you to respond to each child's unique needs and emotional state. Remember that every child is different, so you will need to tailor your approach to meet the student's learning styles, interests, and strengths, making lessons as engaging and effective as possible. You'll need to be like a chameleon and adapt to what is happening around you. Each student you work with is like taking on a different role in a different play, so it is suitable for their understanding. I'll stop there, but I hope that's given you an insight into what the book's all about. And if you would like a copy, the link is below, and please do get in touch, and I'm more than happy to pop one in the post for you. Enjoy the rest of your day and take care.